Hi, this is Kathi Quinn with Floriani. Floriani is a division of R&K Distributing, and I want to welcome you to this week's Project of the Week. This week we're going to talk about Floriani Thread Converter IV. Now this is a wonderful little program, but let me preface this in saying, if you own Floriani Total Control U, if you own My Design Album, you already have all of these features integrated into your program, so this will show you how to use your thread converting portion of your program well by going through this lesson. For those of you that received the Thread Converter IV as a gift in your attendee gift and don't own any Floriani software, you have hit the jackpot, because this is a wonderful program packed with lots of features, and you got it as an attendee gift. So I want to show you how to use it. Now the first thing we're going to do is we're going to come up and I'm going to show you. Now we can always get a new piece of paper here, but I'm going to, for this exercise, I'm going to go to File, New, and now it's asking me, how do I want to open the page? Well, whether your family believes it or not, we're all normal, but now I can pick my machine format. I'm going to pick PEZ for today, and I'm going to say OK. Now what that does is when this comes up, it says your machine format is PEZ. So if I go down here to select a hoop to show in my goodie, I'm going to left mouse click on this. You notice it says PEZ, and it has all of my Brother Baby Lock hoops here. That means that I don't have to go through any other list of hoops to get to just mine. This is a real nice feature of this program. I can come down and let's say I've got two machines running and my other one happens to be the new Epic. So I'm going to come down to VIP. So now I'm going to see all the VIP hoops. So you get the idea. You can see just the hoops that you need. You can also create your own hoops, because a lot of times we'll buy aftermarket hoops, like you might buy the Quick Snap hoops, you might buy, there's all kinds of wonderful Mighty hoops, and you want to put their sizes in here. You can do that very easily. So we're going to say OK, and we're good there. I'm going to turn off the hoop because I don't want to hoop up. Now the next thing I want you to do is I want you to go to Tools and to Preferences. Now this is just like in your Total Control U and your My Design Album. Now of course in Total Control U you have a whole lot more options here. But what's important is I have selected something besides Floriani. Now this program, when you first load it, it's going to say right here, it's going to say Floriani Poly. I can pick any thread brand I wish and put in here. And I'm telling it, this is very important that you say color match on loading. That means when the design comes up, if the design was created in Madeira colors, it's going to color match the closest match to Isacord when it opens. Environment, I want inches and I want it to save every 5 minutes. I'm speaking English. View, what color do I want my highlight color to be? I pick Hideous Pink because I don't use that color much. And your grid, with all your grid settings, I've got it set at a 1/2 inch, and you can set this. This is all the same as in FTCU. So now that we're set up, I want to talk to you about designs. First, information files versus stitch files. Let's go to Open. Now we give you, if you own Floriani Total Control U, you get 5 new designs every single month. We've been doing this since 2009. So if you just purchase our software now, if you haven't purchased it and you purchase it in the near future, we give you the option to load all those back designs, and every month you get 5 new ones. Well, this happened to be July. So you'll see we gave away a bunch of fun 4th of July designs. I put these on koozies. For my family, we had a big party and I put these designs, they're applique designs, so it was very little stitch time, but they looked great. And I made everybody koozies for the 4th of July, so it was a lot of fun. Now when our files come in, I want you to notice when we give you a design, it's in WAF, W-A-F, Walter Augustus Floriani. This is not stitches, this is information. This is a file that I have given information to, and I tell it, I want you to hold this information pristine. so that when I change it to a stitch file, such as a PEZ, a VIP, an EXP, a JEF, whatever, when I change this, I want that information to go from a pure information file into a stitch file so I don't lose any information. When we go from a PEZ to a VIP to an ART to a whatever, all of a sudden the ladybug's eye disappears and you go, oh, this is a crummy design. Well, it's because you have put it through so many generations, it loses a piece of information when it goes from format to format sometimes, because one format doesn't hold the same information another one does. So by going from WAF straight to a format, you get a perfect design every time. So when we work with information, we work with WAF. Now if you load a WAF file, it's going to have Floriani colors because we told that information to hold pristine. Now I will show you if you needed to change in there how you could, and it would hold that information pristine. But WAF files are different. Anytime you have an information file, I believe there's BLFs out there that you work with. For those of you that have baby lock brothers, you work with BLFs as your information file. Ours is WAF. So I'm going to open a WAF file. Here's this USA cupcake. I'm going to open it. And this is a WAF, as you notice. Now notice, well, just like I told you, I had picked Isacord in my preferences, didn't I? Well, these sure don't look like Isacord colors to me. They're not. It held its information. Now I have another place to change colors. I'm going to show you down here. Down here in the lower left-hand corner, we have a little icon that looks like a thread chart. I'm going to click on it. Now remember, my top one says Isacord. My preferences say when you load this, make this Isacord. But I might have some other thread in the drawer. Let's say I've got some Jenny Haskins thread in the drawer. So I've got Jenny. Now that means this thread chart down here, let's say I'm going to pick this ruby red, and notice this bottom chart changed and a red got circled in black. That's Jenny Haskins. So now I'm going to left mouse click on it, and that's a Jenny Haskins color. So even though Isacord is my default, I can use this thread chart to change one color at a time into different threads. Let's say this sunrise. Let's come over here and say let's go down to Madeira Rayon. Let's go to Madeira Rayon. Okay, so I'm going to select this. Now here is the closest match. Whoops, in left mouse click in Madeira Rayon. So you see what we're doing? Now in this again, remember, this is the WAF file. So I'm changing this pure information file. So when I reload this design, these will stay as Madeira and Jenny Haskins. It won't change to Floriani because it holds the information it was given. Okay, I just wanted to explain that because I don't want somebody getting frustrated opening a WAF file and saying this program's not working. It's working perfectly. Now let's open the same design, but I had saved it in PEZ. So now this is a stitch file. Now this has stuff it can play with. Now watch what happens when I open this. Oh, look, they're all Isacord colors. So now if I open a stitch file, I'm going to have all my Isacord colors. I still have the same option of changing one or two colors, because a lot of times we might have a couple of spools of thread we're trying to use up that maybe it's Hemingworth. So I have, when Hemingworth came out, they had those cool cases, those little cool cases. So we were pretty enthralled with those cases, so we all bought at least a couple of those. So now I'm going to say, well, I have some Hemingworth and I have some kind of blue Hemingworth, so I'm going to use this, and I'm going to finish getting rid of that spool of thread so that I can clear out my thread stash, so to speak, so I can turn it all into all beautiful Floriani poly. But I wanted to show you this is such a fun, cool program. Now we did give you a sequence view in this program, which is wonderful, because what if I wanted to isolate a color to change that color? You can see how easy that would be because I can select it here and I can see what I'm picking. Now let's also see here, let's go to our File, Print Preview. Now this is huge. to have this ability in a small program. We are going to give you the ability to print templates out for perfect design placement. Now you print this out on Floriani's template tearaway, you cut around the design, and now you can place it on your garment on whatever you want and not have to mark the garment, and it has got perfect placement on your body. If you're going to do a tablecloth, for heaven's sakes, make templates, put your tablecloth on the table and set the table. Then place your templates where your designs will show. Because if you embroider that tablecloth blind, I guarantee you it's going to be where all the serving dishes sit and all that work went for naught. So using templates are wonderful, wonderful tools. Even for those of us that have camera machines for placement and everything, templates can't be beat. So now you also have full control over what you print. For this, I'm going to put, and this is always important, printing actual size. If you're doing a template, make sure that's checked. You want to print your color analysis. I'm going to show my crosshairs. Now we can do thick or thin. That's personal preference. Stitch mode, and I want to remove the jump stitches. I don't want to see them stretching across. And this is a July cupcake. So I'm going to say OK. Now I want to show you how neat this is. This is my template. This is the piece I'm going to print on template tearaway so I can have perfect design placement with my crosshairs. Now it's going to show me all of my stitch sequence with their colors. Now I love this. This I think is the coolest thing because notice it grays out the background and it shows me where on the design these pieces are stitching. How many times have you seen a little dot or something but you're not sure what it is until it starts stitching? What if I wanted to make this cherry cupcake a blueberry cupcake? I would know all I had to do was select number 8 in the sequence, and I would select this and I could change that color. Now it looks like there's almost nothing here, but this is for the this is white and it's right around the hat as your placement line for your applique, because these are done in applique. So you can see there's placement lines, tack down lines, finish lines. Makes it really, really easy to play with. So that is our print preview. Wonderful. And it works this way, FTCU, my design album, and in our Thread Converter IV. Very easy to play with, very fun to play with. This is a wonderful little program. It also has a rotate function for you. You have a mirror image function, both horizontal and vertical. You can flip both ways. You have your 3D view. So if you want to see what it would look like in 3D, you can turn off on and off your grid. You do have your hoop options, and you can see your stitch points. So this is a whole lot of bang for your buck and a nice little oh, and one other amazing feature it has for a cool little program, it has your slow redraw function. I love the slow redraw function. It's so nice to go through a design and get a feel for how this is going to stitch. What's going to go, what's going to happen. Way cool on this design, so you can see how it stitches. So I hope you've enjoyed today's project of the week, talking about our Thread Converter IV, but it also shows our existing customers how to use the Thread Converter without confusion. The biggest confusion comes from you've picked something up here, you've picked a thread up here, and I'm going to pick Silky Rayon just for right now because I want to pick something different. Okay, you load a design. Let's load a design again. Open. We have to open that PEZ. Remember, we can't load a WAF file and get it to change. So now it's changed to Sulky Rayon, but this is where my confusion comes in with a lot of people. I have Hemingworth picked here. So if you pick something here and you use, let me find something here's a Janome palette, let's try that. You use the colors down here, they're not going to be Sulky Rayon, and these are at odds with each other, so to speak. Why doesn't this say Sulky Rayon? Because this has a different function than our set program function. This helps you do single colors, this helps you do the whole ball of wax at once. So I hope you've enjoyed today. I hope you enjoy this program. It is so much fun, great to play with, and thank you for coming to this week's Project of the Week.